This public service announcement is brought to you by Koch Industries and the United States Senate Committee on the Environment, Climate Change, and you. Meet little Jimmy, the shining example of today's youth. His father is a veteran and his mom is a nurse, and together they live in a wonderful suburban town. Every day, Jimmy's mom drops him off at the public school, where he learns about arithmetic, chemistry, and the history of our United States. But there is a new force in the works that is trying to destroy everything about Jimmy and his country by forcing its way into our schools.
Oh no!
Oh no indeed, Jimmy. I'm talking, of course, about the belief in man-made climate change.
Climate change? What's that?
Well, Jimmy, climate change is part of the homosexual, atheist, liberal, communist, hippie agenda to control your life and the way you get to school by getting rid of the gasoline used to fuel your cars.
But I want my mom to drop me off at school. That's the American way!
Attaboy, Jimmy. See, global warming is a ploy to slander the clean name of good old-fashioned American oil. Before you think about avoiding gas, you should know a thing or two about the green movement. Here's renowned climate scientist and astronomer Dick Boxington to show you why green is really code for red.
Oh, hi there. I'm Dick Boxington, famous climate scientist, astronomer, physicist, and womanizer. You don't need a Nobel Prize to know that climate change is a bunch of baloney. I should know. I have too. See, commie environmentalists have been trying to trick the public for years into believing that the world is getting warmer and it's our fault. They want you to forget all the great things oil companies have done for our world, like controlling Middle Eastern geopolitics and irresponsibly handling oil spills. And instead blame you just for doing the things you need to do to get by, like driving a 10-mile-per-gallon Hummer when you could easily commute with your neighbor. Thanks, doll. Let's take a look at what politicians who lack any scientific qualifications have to say about the climate change myth.
Those individuals from the far left, now I'm talking about the Hollywood elitists and the United Nations, and those individuals want us to believe it's because we are contributing CO2 to the atmosphere that's causing global warming. It's all about money. I mean, what would happen to the Weather Channel's ratings if all of a sudden people weren't scared anymore?
Well, it's good to hear our scientific concerns are in the hands of our trusted elected officials. Don't believe them? Let's ask your average God-fearing man if he thinks global warming is real.
I think this whole global warming thing is fake because yesterday it was cold outside and I had to put a jacket on.
Checkmate, atheists. Now you see, Jimmy, there's nothing wrong with using some good old-fashioned oil. It's the American way. That's why it's your job to tell all your friends to support the Keystone XL.
Keystone XL? Isn't that the beer my daddy drinks?
Haha, no, Jimmy. The Keystone Pipeline is one of the great ways American oil companies quench our insatiable lust for fossil fuels. This proposed extension stretches across long tracts of indigenous peoples' land, poor and disenfranchised communities, seismic zones, and one of the largest freshwater aquifers in the world to extract crude oil from tar sands.
Well, when you put it like that, it doesn't sound like a good idea at all.
Oh, Jimmy, kids will be kids. So remember, next time a dirty, gay, communist hippie tries to convince you pumping metric tons of CO2 into the air is remotely harmful, tell them what you learned here. With good, uninformed citizens like you, we can continue our systematic destruction of the environment with your consent. And that, kids, is the American way.